Everybody now, and let's come to a comfortable seat. And as you come to your comfortable seat, this is a really great time to check in with some of the stuff that's come up from maybe the holiday and eating more than usual, or if you got out there over the weekend and did something physical. I know for me, I'm feeling it from hiking. So just take a really thoughtful moment to shift your sitting bones and sit tall and notice what's happening in your body. And maybe it's that, as was described earlier, that tornado in your mind. Maybe there's a lot going on in your mind right now. So you can make a note of that. Notice for yourself what it is. And as you start to let your eyes close, settling into this space, take an inhale and exhale in and out of your nose, starting to simply tune into a breath that's full. Let's start a mantra, silently saying it to yourself with your breath of let go. Inhaling the word let, exhaling the word go. Allowing yourself to release anything, especially in your mind, that doesn't serve you right now. But also starting to give yourself that permission to release whatever tension is in the body today. And now connecting palms together at heart center. Gently press your palms, lift your heart up high, and as you exhale, bow toward your heart. Softly opening your eyes, release your hands down, and we'll add some gentle twists from our seat here. So again, notice your sitting bones, add a little bit of movement through your hips, a little gentle movement through your sides, and with your hands resting at your knees, start to add that twisting motion through your spine, drawing one shoulder forward, the other shoulder back, beginning to find the movement with your breath. Inhale comes back to center, and exhale, draw one shoulder forward. Inhale to center, and exhale the other shoulder forward. And as you take this a couple more times to each side, just take a moment to notice what's showing up in your body, whether it's tension, stiffness, aches, or maybe your body feels pretty open this morning. Inhale, come back into center, and with your hands still out at your knees, we'll move through some circular motions with the ribs. Exhale, press your low ribs back into a cat-like pose. Inhale, circle ribs out to the left side, all the way around the front, and exhale back on the right. Inhale to circle around, and exhale to draw back. Full inhale, long, deep exhale. Inhale, circle around to the right side this time, and exhale back on the left. And as you make these movements, just notice for yourself if there's any difference on this side. Full inhale, long, deep exhale. One more on this side. Then inhale, sit tall, switch the cross of your legs, coming to the less comfortable cross for yourself, and shift your sitting bones. And now with fingertips coming to the floor in front of you, you're welcome to have them up on something here. You can always have them up on blocks. But move through a couple rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, belly toward the ground. And exhale, press your spine back. Then inhale, extend your heart forward. Now take right hand to pass underneath your left arm, taking a little bit of a twist, little shoulder stretch in this direction toward the left. And notice for yourself, you might be up high here on the back of your hand. You might come down to your elbow. You might come all the way down toward your head or shoulder. And what feels the best in your body. Then inhale back into center. And exhale, left arm passes through to the right side. And again, you're going to find where it is that your body feels the best in this stretch. Inhale back to center. And now walk both hands over to the left side. And walk your right fingertips a little further forward, getting a little longer stretch through maybe your lats and into your low back. Take a big full breath, drawing your low ribs in on the right side. Inhale back into center and exhale, walk your hands over to the right side. Left fingertips walk a little further forward and take a deep breath. Even find that awareness of your low ribs. Draw left low ribs in. Inhale, come back into center, and now shift forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, set yourself up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And then sway hips side to side, getting that little stretch on the outside edges of your legs, maybe into your glutes a little bit. Then as you come over to the right side, start to set your hips back a little ways towards your right heel. Maybe they go all the way back towards your heel. Maybe you stay up a little ways with your hips. Getting a little bit of a sideways child's pose here. Take a big, deep breath. Then inhale back up to center. Exhale, hips over to the left side, and then shift your hips back towards your left heel. Then inhale back up to center. Pause and reset. Now, circular motion with your rib cage here. Take an exhale and draw in with your low ribs, rounding upward, especially through your upper back. Inhale, circle your ribs out to the left side, all the way down toward the ground, and exhale up the right side. Inhale onto the left side, and exhale up the right. Two more on this side. Full inhale, long, deep exhale. Then inhale, circle around to the right side and exhale up the left. Inhale, circling and exhaling, drawing back upward. One more on this side. Full inhale, long, deep exhale. And then stay in your cat-like pose here, chin tucking down and in. And then add a little bit of movement through your hips side to side. And then add a little bit of movement through your shoulders side to side. Then back into a neutral place for your spine. Root down through palms and fingertips. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. And then lift your hips up and back for your downward facing dog pose. And take a few moments to pedal out. Bend one knee at a time. And now gently walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. Pause with hands above your knees. Knees are bent. Think of your shins stacked straight up and down. Send your sitting bones up and extend forward with your heart. Now walk your way up your legs, coming all the way upright to your standing position or your mountain pose. Feet inner hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes and then root them down. Turn your palms open, expanding through the chest. And from this place, lengthen the back of your neck. Take your right ear over to your right shoulder and move your left shoulder blade further onto your back. Think of reaching toward the floor with your left fingertips. Then gentle tuck up and down with your chin. Then inhale back up to center and exhale. Left ear to left shoulder. Keep moving your right shoulder blade onto your back. Reach through your right fingertips. And then add that tuck up and down with your chin. Inhale back up to center. Pause and give your knees a little bend. Lift and spread your toes and then root your toes down as you stand tall. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, soft knees as you fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant your fingertips, stepping your right foot back into your lunge. Center with your hips and extend long through your heart. Full big deep breath. Inhale, step forward, and exhale, step your left foot back into your lunge, centering with your hips again, drawing right hip crease back in space. Extend long through your sides. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, right foot steps back into your lunge. Bring your right knee down to the ground. Set your right hand on a block or the floor on the outside edge of your mat. Left hand comes to your knees. You turn your belly and your heart to the left side. Send your left hip crease back in space. Push your right hand down to lift up a little ways from your shoulder. Take a full big breath. Good. On your exhale, both hands come down to find blocks or the floor. Lift your back knee and step forward. Next exhale, left foot steps back into your lunge. Left knee comes to the ground. Set your left hand on a block or the floor on the outside edge of your mat. Right hand to your knee as you start to find that twist to the right side. Send your right hip crease back in space. As you put both shoulder blades onto your back, think less about leaning onto your hand and more about pressing your hand down. Full big breath. On your exhale, both hands come down to blocks or the floor. Lift your back knee and step forward. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Hands to hips, push your hips back, start to lift up and open through your chest and rise all the way up to stand. And then turn yourself sideways to find a wide stance on your mat. You bring blocks with you if you would like, but find approximately wrist distance with your legs. And then toes aimed straight ahead. Pinky toe edges are parallel to each other in this wide stance. Hands come to your hips, and as you press down onto your hips, lift your ribs, lift your heart and your chest. Walk your hands further back onto your low back. Hug, elbows back. Shoulders lift up and back. Take a big inhale here. Exhale with bent knees, fold over your legs, hinging from the hips. Then you're welcome to bring your hands down to blocks or the floor, or maybe your elbows come down here. Find what feels the best in your body. And then give little gentle pedals with one knee and then the other. Bending one knee, bending the other knee. Just finding a little bit more of that movement to wake up through hamstrings. Then back into center, hands come to your hips. Knees stay bent here. Tendency if you're a hyperextender is to press them back. Lift your shoulders up and open as you rise. Coming up to a tall spine, turn your right foot out. Bend into your right knee and open your right knee up. And reach your arms for your warrior two. And as you open up here through your chest, think of your pinkies as attached to your collarbones and draw them further out. Think of your pinkies, your first finger. Pinkies are attached to your shoulder blades. Reach out through your pinkies, but then also draw in with your shoulder blades. Take a big, deep breath. Reach even further through your first fingers, thinking of your collarbones expanding. Open more with your front knee. Lift your sides. Hands come to your hips. Turn your feet to parallel and turn your left foot out. Then into your left knee and open it up. Lift your sides, lift your heart. Reaching through your fingers, again, notice your first finger and think of expanding your chest more. Then notice your pinky, reach it more, but then plug in with shoulder blades. Take a big, deep breath. Hands come to your hips, turn your feet parallel, and then walk your feet in, coming to your mountain pose here. Hands come together at your heart, close your eyes and take a full deep breath, in and out of your nose. And then come to the front of your mat if you're not already there. And from feet inner hip distance apart and parallel, inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come down toward the floor as you fold. Inhale, lengthen part way. And exhale to fold. Plant your fingertips on blocks or the floor. Step your right foot back into your lunge and then bring your hands up to your hips to rise. Centering with your hips, push down with your hands and lift your sides. Lift your shoulders up and back. And then reach across with your right hand to your left knee or thigh. Left hand is helping your hip to move back. Lift your chest. From this place, exhale your low ribs in. Inhale, lift your heart up higher. Exhale, if you'd like to, you can set your elbow down on your knee or your thigh. Maybe set hands together. And if you are taking that hands together place, press into your hands. Lift your heart up toward your hands. If you're staying with hands at your knee and thigh or knee and hip, then press and lift your chest. Big deep breath. Next exhale, hands come all the way down to the front of your mat. Step back into a downward facing dog place and take a full breath. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Knees are always an option. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Extend your chest. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. And then pause to reach back with one leg at a time and root. Tops of feet down, knees down, and then engage your core. Low belly and low ribs draw in on the exhale. Inhale, curl up and open with your chest as high as your body needs. And if you're staying low, you can always add a little lift of your hands here. But notice shoulders, keep them moving up and back. Take a big deep breath wherever that is for you. And exhale, push through hands and knees to down dog or directly to down dog. Take a full big breath. And step forward into your forward fold, taking as many steps as you need. Take an inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Plant fingertips, it's your left foot stepping back this time into your lunge. Bring hands up to your hips to rise. Send your right hip crease back in space. Push down with your hands and lift your sides higher. Then exhale, low ribs draw in to help you twist to the right side. Left hand to your knee or thigh, right hand to your hip. Pause here and grow longer again. Exhale, low ribs draw in. Maybe set your left elbow down, maybe stay up high. If you set your elbow down, maybe connect your palms and push. Lifting your heart up toward your hands, shoulder blades engaged no matter where you are. Take a big deep breath. Exhaling, both hands come all the way down to the front of your mat and step back. Downward facing dog pose. Pause and rotate elbow pits forward and push. Lengthening from lats out through your hands. Send your sitting bones up. Then inhale forward into your plank. Pause here. Notice elbow pits rotating forward and a push, expanding into your upper back. Notice your belly drawing in, low ribs drawing in. Take a full breath, even as you extend your collarbones. Exhale, knees down if you're lifted, push all the way back to child's pose. And take some full deep breaths. And gently push yourself up to your seat. And we're going to come all the way down to sitting bones. And now we're going to take a wide stance here with our legs. And you can shift to wherever you need to be as far as where your hips are. It's often more comfortable if your heels are actually on your mat, so you might have to move your hips off. Feel free to set your hips up onto a blanket here, especially if your low back tends to round in this pose. Feel free to have props handy or in front of you, but then reach back and move sitting bones one at a time, back and broad. And then root down through your heels. Toes are aimed straight up. Take your hands to your thighs, right up at your hip creases, and push down. Lengthen your sides more. From this place, left fingertips to the inside of your left leg, keeping both sets of toes aimed up, heels pressing down. Start to turn your belly and your heart to the right side. If you'd like to, you can stretch. Right arm over your ear. If you'd like to, you can work your fingertips further down the inside of your leg, maybe toward your heel, or maybe you stay more upright. Keep long through your spine. Always an option to have your hands stay at your hip here. Big breath. Root down through your heels and inhale, rise all the way back up. Right fingertips to the floor inside your right knee. Turn your belly and your heart toward the left side. Put both shoulder blades on your back. And from there, if you'd like to, you can stretch your left arm up. Maybe work your hand down the inside of your leg. Maybe stay more upright, but engage both feet. Press your heels down. Big deep breath. Inhaling, rise back up. Hands come to the floor or to a prop in front of you. Take an inhale and lengthen. And exhale long through your spine to fold as deeply as your body is ready for. And if you find that means that your low back rounds back, and then you curl into a cat-like pose in your upper back to reach for the floor. And maybe bring your hands up to something and stay tall. Find lots of length through your spine. Big, deep inhale, long, full exhale in and out of your nose. Inhale, gently bring yourself back upright. Use your hands underneath your knees to support you. 2, walk your feet in, knees are bent. And then make your way all the way down onto your back. And from your back, props close by so that they're handy. Knees drawing toward your chest, just a couple rocks side to side. And now a little bit of a squish into your guts. This is one of those great ways to work through some stuck stuff from heavy food during the holidays. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Extend your left leg out long against the ground. Take an exhale and squeeze your knee in a little bit closer. Inhale, switch sides. And exhale, squeeze your knee in. Inhale, switch sides. And exhale, squeeze. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And now left knee in. Take it across your body to the right side, and your left foot might rest right against your right thigh. Left shoulder on the ground here. So if it's not, then maybe you keep your hand against your hip or your back. If it is all the way down, then you're welcome to open your arm up to the left side. This is one of those places where if you let your arm come further down than your shoulder, then it can do some wear and tear on the rotator cuff that we don't even know is happening until we're in pain. So a little gentleness there. Big deep breath. Inhale, come back up to center. Hug your knee in. And then release your left leg all the way out. Right knee in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze. And then take it across your body to the left side. Again, right shoulder stays on the ground. So we're not necessarily putting our right knee down. Instead, it gets to stay a little bit lifted here with your foot against your thigh if that's comfortable. And then with your right shoulder down, maybe take your gaze over to the right side. Or if it feels better on your neck, then you get to keep your neck neutral. Two more deep breaths. And now back into center here. Set footprints on the ground, and then begin to find your way into a really comfortable resting pose for yourself. So maybe you stay with knees bent and touching, or feet come together into a butterfly with blocks underneath your thighs and knees, or a prop underneath your legs. Find a really comfortable place for your body to be able to settle. Find your Shavasana. Begin to take a deeper breath. Bend your knees and roll over to one side as you're ready to. Gently press yourself up to a seat. And stack one hand over the other on your heart space. With your eyes closed, take a moment to notice, be present with whatever is there. Have a very peaceful and beautiful rest of your day. Have a wonderful holiday week. If I don't see you again, namaste.